Florida State's PJ Savoy was congratulated by fans after the Seminoles beat number 1 Xavier on Sunday night. Mark Humphrey/Associated Press Florida State's players were so jubilant they didn't quite know where to go, so they ran up into the stands to shake hands with whomever they might find. The program had never beaten a number 1 seed in the N.C.A.A. men's basketball tournament before, but Sunday was a feeding frenzy for the underdogs in this epic tournament as 5 top seeds went down one after the next. Xavier, in the West region, became the second number 1 seed to lose before the round of 16 this year, the first time that's happened since 2004. The Musketeers joined Virginia, which was the first top seed to ever lose to no. 16 seed, falling to Maryland Baltimore County on Friday. That loss seemed to jolt the bracket. But Sunday made a total mess of it. Number 2 seeds Cincinnati and North Carolina were eliminated, as were Michigan State, the number 3 in the Midwest region, and Auburn, the number 4 in the Midwest. Xavier had a 12-point lead with 10 minutes 15 seconds to play, and a 7-point advantage with 5:30 remaining. But the 9th-seeded Seminoles closed the game with an 18-4 run in a 75-70 victory. Down by 3 with 7 seconds left, the Musketeers got an open look for Karan Cantor, a 6'10" center, who attempted a three-pointer from the top of the key and airballed. They would hit just one shot from beyond the arc in the second half and had more turnovers, 6, than points, 4, in the final 5:30. Earlier, the other team from Cincinnati experienced a similar fate. The Bearcats, the number 2 seed in the South, had a 22-point lead with 10 minutes to play against No. 7 Nevada, but the second-best defense in the country could not get stops late against the Wolfpack, who pulled off the second-largest comeback in tournament history. Equally surprising was the performance from number 11 Syracuse, the last team chosen by the tournament selection committee to enter the field of 68. It was their third game in 5 days, they had only 7 scholarship players, and they were battling in an arena filled to the rafters with the green and white colors of their opponent. But the players for Syracuse had already shown that they belonged in the tournament on Wednesday versus Arizona State. On Friday versus Texas Christian, it looked as if they had been, perhaps, a bit overlooked. And on Sunday, with a stunning 55-53 upset over number 3 Michigan State, the Orange officially crashed the big dance. Their style won't inspire poetry, but it has proved effective at disrupting and disarming opponents, and even belying the statistics that normally augur success in this tournament. The Spartans out-rebounded the Orange on the offensive glass, by a staggering 29-7 margin. But, despite all those second-chance opportunities, Michigan State managed a meager 17 field goals all game. Syracuse made even fewer, only 15. The team is Coach Jim Boeheim's worst offensive squad in recent memory and practically an affront to the modern game predicated on spreading the floor, moving the pace, driving and dishing for deep open shots. So what? The Orange keep winning. It helped that Michigan State missed its last 14 shots, down by 3 with the ball in 7.8 seconds remaining. Boeheim elected to foul the Spartans' sharpshooter, Matt McQuaid, before he could get a shot up. He would do the same to Cassius Winston with 3.7 seconds remaining. By making the game essentially a free throw contest, Syracuse was hoping the Spartans would not come up with any miraculous shots. That gamble paid off. After Pascal Chukwu missed one of his 2 free throws with 2.4 seconds remaining, Winston had a chance for a half-court buzzer beater, but it sailed too far left. For the game, the Spartans went 21.6% from three-point range. More than half their shot attempts were from beyond the arc. Those were the looks that Syracuse's 2-3 zone would allow. A balanced team, Michigan State was seen by many as a national title contender. Playing in Detroit, just an hour from Michigan State's campus, the Spartans had an arena filled with fans eager to see them advance to a round of 16 matchup with No. 2 seed Duke. It has been a tumultuous year for the university and the program. The school's president and athletic director both left in the fallout over its handling of Drive. Lawrence G. Nasser, the former university doctor who is serving the first of several lengthy sentences for multiple sex crimes against young athletes, particularly gymnasts. Michigan State coach Tom Izzo was also accused of not properly handling multiple cases of sexual assault involving his players in the past. He has said only that he is cooperating with any investigations. Instead of the Spartans, Syracuse will face Duke in Omaha next weekend. The Orange were forced to play in Dayton, Ohio, In one of the first four games on Wednesday, after beating Arizona State in that game, the Orange held TCU to a season low in points in a win Friday night. All the while, the Orange remained the only team to win a game in this tournament without scoring more than 60 points. They have now done it 3 times in a row. Nevada's Josh Hall hit a go-ahead shot with 9.1 seconds remaining, capping a huge comeback against No. Cincinnati on Sunday. Christopher Hanwinkle, USA Today Sports, via Reuters. Nevada 75, Cincinnati 73. Cincinnati is another low-scoring team, but as they built a double-digit lead over No. 7 Nevada, it was looking like a certainty they would advance. After all, they possess the second-best defense in the country, after Virginia, and are imposing physically. But the Wolfpack found themselves trailing at halftime for a 5th straight game. They may have won 3 of those games, but on this day Cincinnati made just 9 field goals in the second half, while Nevada went 5 of 10 from beyond the arc, including the shot by Caleb Martin that tied the game with 57 seconds remaining, part of a 10-2 run. The run was not over. A miss by Cody Martin, 25 points, was gathered near the free throw line by Josh Hall, who spun and found an opening to lift a floater for the go-ahead basket with 9.1 seconds remaining. Cincinnati had a chance to tie, but Kane Broome lost his handle on the ball as he pushed it up court, and there was a scramble for the ball under the hoop as he tried to pass to Gary Clark. Clark didn't get a shot off before the buzzer sounded. Jaron Cumberland had 17 points before fouling out with 4 minutes 4 seconds remaining. The Bearcats would not hit another field goal after that. The South region has not been favorable to the high seeds, as Virginia, Cincinnati, Tennessee, and Arizona have all tumbled. The number 5 seed, Kentucky, remains for now. In Atlanta next weekend, Nevada will take on 11th-seeded Loyola Chicago. Texas A&M 86, North Carolina 65. Despite the Sea of Carolina blue in the stands, the No. 2-seeded North Carolina Tar Heels fell to 7th-seeded Texas A&M, 86-65, in the second round of the N.C.A.A. tournament on Sunday. The Aggies will play 3rd-seeded Michigan, 30-7, the Big Ten champion, in the round of 16 on Thursday in Los Angeles. The game's tone was set midway through the first half, with the Tar Heels up, 20-17. North Carolina sophomore Brandon Robinson drove to the hoop, and Robert Williams, Texas A&M 6'10" sophomore forward, shifted over, leapt at Robinson's layup and slammed it back like a tennis player hitting a lob. It not only denied the Tar Heels a basket, it was a message from the Aggies: we roll down low. And so they did for the rest of the game. From that block, they went on a 25-8 run to close the half, and then built on the lead from there. Tracy Purdue's Carson Edwards had 13 points in the Boilermakers' 76-73 win over Butler on Sunday. Gregory Seamus/Getty Images Purdue 76, Butler 73. When the news went out shortly after Purdue's win over Cal State Fullerton on Friday, it sounded definitive that Isaac Haas, the Boilermakers' starting center, would not be able to return for the remainder of the N.C.A.A. men's basketball tournament. Yet there was Haas, warming up on the court Sunday before the number 2 Purdue faced No. 10 Butler, wearing a brace on his newly fractured right elbow. Haas's inspirational attempt at an improbable comeback was ultimately thwarted when the N.C.A.A. ruled that his brace did not conform to safety standards. But Purdue managed to advance to the round of 16 without him, beating the Bulldogs 76-73. The Boilermakers will face number 3 Texas Tech on Friday in Boston. This game was competitive until its final second, and just after time expired, Kamar Baldwin released a heave from almost half court which rattled around the rim. It was a near miss that had the potential to send the game to overtime and was reminiscent of the shot by former Butler star Gordon Hayward in the national title game in 2010. Purdue had led by as much as 10 in the second half, but the Bulldogs fought to keep it close. After 3 consecutive Boilermakers turnovers in the final 2 minutes, it was 73-71 with 42 seconds remaining when Kellen Martin, 29 points, missed a 3-pointer that would have given Butler its first lead since early in the half. On the next possession, Purdue South Dakota Mathias hit a 3-pointer with 17 seconds remaining to push the lead to 6. The Boilermakers, one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the nation, wound up 11 of 24 from beyond the arc, and 50% from the field. Even without Haas, their 7'2" center, they out-rebounded the Bulldogs, 30-28, and got to the free throw line more often, While Butler missed its last 9 three-point attempts, Vincent Edwards led Purdue with 20 points, while also producing 4 rebounds and a crucial block on a layup attempt by Baldwin with 1 minute 31 seconds remaining that would have tied the game. West Virginia 94, Marshall 71. Javon Carter scored 28 points, Lamont West added 18 off the bench, and West Virginia overwhelmed its in-state rival, beating Marshall by a score of 94-71 on Sunday night in the second round of the N.C.A.A. tournament. The Mountain State Showdown, which was held in San Diego, more than 2,000 miles from home, was a one-sided celebration for the number 5 seeded Mountaineers. Bigger, more physical and making fewer mistakes, the Mountaineers, 26-10, took control with a 19-0 first half run, and Carter's 3 three-pointers in the first 5 minutes of the second half made sure there wouldn't be a rally coming from the No. 13 seeded Thundering Herd. West Virginia will face number 1 Villanova in the round of 16 on Friday. Aside from his scoring, Carter was the leader of West Virginia's swarming defense that made the night miserable for the Herd. Marshall star John Elmore had more turnovers than points in the first half and was held to 15 points after scoring 27 points in the upset of Wichita State. Aiden Paneva led the Herd, 25-11, with 18 points. Clemson 84, Auburn 53. Gabe DeVoe scored 22 points and Elijah Thomas had 18 points and 11 rebounds for No. 5 Clemson, which closed the first half with a 25-4 run that helped it beat No. 4 Auburn by a score of 84-53 on Sunday. In a matchup between Southern schools better known for football, Clemson proved far more adept on the hardwood than Auburn. The blowout win put Clemson, 25-9, into the round of 16 for the fourth time in the school's tournament history and the first since 1997. They will face number 1 Kansas in the regional semifinal. Auburn, which played this season under the cloud of a federal investigation into corruption in college basketball, finished 26-8. Associated Press. A version of this article appears in print on March 19, 2018, on page D7 of the New York edition with the headline, No. 1 Xavier goes down, and the bracket is a mess.